Hi friends! Today I'm going to continue working on the engine from the turbo DAF. 2 weeks ago I pulled this engine from my boyfriend's drift car because I'm going to rebuild it. Last week I stripped the entire engine down till the short block and repainted the valve cover. Today I'm going to further disassemble this engine, repaint some parts and get everything ready for the rebuild. Okay, so I'm going to start by removing the pistons. So I'm going to turn the engine until cylinder 1 and 4 are all the way at the top. Like that. And now let's flip the engine upside down and release the end caps. Oh, by the way, I normally use a bolt and a ring to keep the cylinder sleeves in place when I'm tapping the pistons from the underside. But I do want the cylinder sleeves to come out as well because I'm going to replace them, so it doesn't really matter for now. I'm going to remove this oil pump first because otherwise I won't be able to remove the end caps from cylinder 2 and 3. And I'm just putting these back in place so I don't lose them. Or I can store them, but I think this is easier. Oh, and I'm going to remove these as well because I marked them. I don't know if the left and right one are different, but... Okay, so now let's remove the end caps and then tap the pistons out. I'm really curious whether the cylinder sleeves are going to come out as well, because with my 340 engine they were super stuck and it took me a very long time to get them out. But this engine's a whole lot cleaner than mine, so hopefully they will come out right now or later. Doesn't really matter, but... Okay, so it's just a piston and the cylinder sleeve is still in place, but this is fine. I'm going to put it on the table because even though I'm not going to place these back, I still like to number them from where they came from, if you get what I mean. Alright, and it's time for cylinder 4. I believe Renault calls this cylinder 1, by the way, and not the first cylinder at the side of the timing chain, but you get what I mean. One more. Now let's turn the engine another 180 degrees so that cylinder 2 and 3 are at the top. Well, at the bottom now because the engine's upside down, but... Now let's remove the other 2 pistons. Okay, so it may be a bit overkill because I also numbered the pistons, but I gave them some different color zip ties as well and took a picture of it with my phone to make sure that I put these pistons back in the same place, or at least the conrods, because I'm going to put some new pistons on, but I'm going to reuse the conrods. Normally I do work quite organized, but since I'm filming as well, it can be a bit chaotic. So that's why I like to double write it down, just in case I decide to move things to my workbench and forget which piston's which. And on the top side there's also an arrow, so I do know which way to put them back in the engine, but I like to double number them like this. Now let's remove the timing chain, so we can remove the crankshaft. You know, it does feel a bit weird to do the timing chain with the engine upside down, but you can, so why wouldn't I? That's pretty hard to get out because it's a bit stuck. Okay, let's remove this oil bin for a sec so I can keep the engine mount still when I release the bolts from the crankshaft. Okay, let's see if I can get these caps off by hand. Okay, so all these caps are already numbered, so that will be a lot easier when assembling the engine again. And there it is. I'm just going to remove the crankshaft and thrust bearings, and then I'm going to try and see if I can get these cylinder sleeves out by tapping them from this side. These came out so much easier than the ones from my own engine. As you can see, all the parts are gone. So I thought that maybe today we could continue by cleaning the engine block and sanding all the surfaces where the gaskets are going to be, like my oil sump and my cylinder head. Because last time with my own engine I kind of forgot to do that because I was way too excited to rebuild my short block. So I thought maybe today we could prepare everything so that everything's ready for the rebuild. I'm just going to start on this side of the engine because it's the easiest since it's already up. Luckily, this engine doesn't have too much residue from old gaskets, so I think this won't take as much time to get ready. Because with my 340 engine there was so much residue and I spent most time just trying to get it off using a little knife and then sanding and then finding more spots of old gasket, which took me hours. But this already looks pretty good, so I think I'll only have to sand it actually, except for 2 little dots, but nothing too bad. I also got this tool to remove old gasket, which I think is really handy and better than a super small knife. Everything already feels really smooth to the touch, which is the most important. I don't want to sand it too much, because if you get dents from sanding too much in one place, it's still going to leak, you know? So I try not to concentrate on the color, because some parts do get a bit discolored, even though they're still flat. And if you sand it too much, it won't get any better. But yeah, I think that's it for the underside. So let's turn it over and then sand the surface on the top side. Okay, so I flipped the engine and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And I'm also going to sand these bits here, because that's where the new gaskets are going to be for the new cylinder sleeves. Oh, by the way, I haven't really shown you yet, but these are the old gaskets. They're not broken, so but I'm still going to replace them, of course, but yeah. It was pretty hard to film the process, but I've sanded these as well. I'm still going to clean everything again before reinstalling the parts, but now I'm done sanding. Alright, so the only surface that I have left to sand is this one where the timing cover connects. There's still a bit of old gasket, which I'm going to remove first. Alright, I'm done sanding all these surfaces where the new gaskets are going to be. So now let's clean the outside of the engine. It's not too dirty, but it still has to be done. I am done cleaning the engine, and since it doesn't have any rust or chipping paint, I'm not going to repaint this one, since it still looks really good. So that's it for the engine, but like I said last time, I don't want to paint everything in one go, so I'll paint some parts today as well. I think I'm going to repaint the 3 pulleys, and yeah, let's go. These are the pulleys that I'm going to repaint. I still got to remove the small one from the alternator, and they're going to be the same color as the valve cover. They're all not that dirty, but I am going to clean them really quick. They're actually not dirty at all, but I just want the last bits of oil and grease to get off. And this one looks like it's already been painted once, I think. But it's not looking too nice anymore, so. Now let's get to sanding. I'm using some 240 grit first, and then I'll go over it with 320, I believe is what I have. I am done sanding these pulleys. Now let's cover everything up in plastic again so we can get to painting. Okay, so the pulleys are hanging here. I've already cleaned and degreased them once in the sink, but I'm going to spray them down with some brake cleaner one last time, because I'm always a bit scared that they're not properly degreased. I don't know why, but better safe than sorry. And then we're going to paint them. Just like last time, I'm going to do 3 layers. I'm going to start with primer, then the color, and then clear coat them all. So let's go. that's it for the color. I think it looks really nice. Now let's put some clear coat on. I think that looks absolutely sick. I'm not the best at doing clear coat, but it's pretty decent and I love the color. Oh, you can still see the painting mask on my face. But yeah, anyways, now that I'm done preparing the short block for the rebuild and I'm done painting these 3 pulleys, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!